Hey everyone, Victor again for Social Firestarter. I'm back with another video regarding images. So I previously made a video that kind of talked about the GMB posts, and I explained a little bit about how you want to place a relevant image on the post to really go with the content that you're putting out there. I mentioned geotagging a little bit, and I saw there was somebody asking questions. So I am here to describe how to geotag your images, what it is, and how you should be doing it for your law firm. So let me kind of describe what's going on here, what geotagging is, why we're doing it. So the concept behind it, at least the way that I like to do it, is basically inserting info inside the image to improve the classification of the file. So if you think about all the pictures that are posted online, Google has to sort through all of them, like for Google Images, for example. And how are they supposed to do that easily? How are they supposed to do that at a scale? How are they supposed to do that efficiently unless you have proper information inside the picture that shows you how to classify it? Well, that's the entire idea behind this, is we make it super easy for the algorithm to understand what it is and who it should be served to. And if you do this across all of your images, especially if you're posting a lot online, if you have your website, you're running your blog, and you post these pictures on the blog, if you're putting them all out there and all of them are optimized, you're going to get better rankings overall for your law firm. Now, I can't say that just very specifically if you post about car accidents, or if you post a picture about car accidents, it boosts your rank. It's really not that simple. And the effect that you're trying to create is that there's going to be a lot of images tied to the entity of your law firm. They're going to be online, they're going to be public, and they're going to gain more visibility than if you did not optimize them. So I'm going to talk about a few levels of optimization. There's a very, very brief one that you should definitely be doing. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm also going to give you some information about what some of the marketers like to put in here. Not everything that you'll see in optimized pictures are actually beneficial. A lot of times you get people that open up this file and they just stuff it with a bunch of key terms, and that's not really going to benefit you as much as the way that I'm going to explain right now. So here's how to keep it simple. Let's say you're making a blog post or a GMB post about car accident, let's use bicycle accidents, because I'm looking at this right here. So you want to use this picture, cool. Now, again, the topic for that blog, for the content, always thinking about the content and what this is what is the picture supplementing? Well, if it's supplementing a blog that goes into detail about bicycle riding safety tips, if you go ahead and optimize the picture to match that content, you're going to create a better effect. That given page is going to rank much easier, given that you've provided supplemental information, and in this case, an extra file, an image to go along with your content. Your content is now a little bit more valuable, more recommendable to users that are searching for that type of information. So let me show you. So other than inserting key terms, which I'll show you how to do in just a little bit, another thing that you can insert to these pictures, let's see if I did it with this one. Yep. So right here, images, whenever you take them on a device, especially like a mobile device, anything recent nowadays, any modern device, any phone or digital camera, it logs the location of where you took the picture. So as you can see right here, there is a very, very specifically chosen location in Orlando. And there's a lot that goes to which locations you choose, but basically, if you have a law firm location in a specific city, what you should start doing, of course, is making sure that there's pictures out there with your location inserted into it. So that's basically why that's there. but cameras, they log a lot of information. So one of the sections is just the coordinates. So I'll talk about that after I talk about the easier part, because it's a little bit more challenging to insert a location into a picture, but that's okay. The most important is what I'm going to cover right now. So you can kind of see the title here, Bicycle Accident Lawyer in Orlando. So let's use the same example I was just mentioning. So if I can spell bicycle riding tips for Orlando. There we go. Now the picture just makes way more sense on the page. This is the first step in optimizing. Another thing that you could consider optimizing is for the file size. So I've already done that. Actually, you can see I had a bigger one. So on your website, you don't want to put images that are too big. This one's 235 kilobytes. It's not too big. Some people might not like the size, so I actually have a smaller one here, 166. Technically, you can consider that optimizing it too, but for the GMB, honestly, they like higher res pictures. So that's a distinction right there. If you're going to upload it to a web page and you want the web page to load fast, don't put a huge picture on there. It's directly going to affect the load speed of the given page. Okay, so what else can you insert in here? Well, if you have the file, you just simply right click and go to Properties and go over to Details. You can mess with all of these. Drop a 5-star there, tags, whole lot of different key terms in there. I try to deliver a little bit of value, even though it's something that nobody's going to see. If you can describe, and you can kind of see in this one, I got a little lazy. This is just a test website. So the content in here, in the comments that I put in there, it doesn't really go into bicycle riding tips. So that's where you can improve this. Same with the tags. If you can do like personal injury lawyer or personal injury attorney for bicycle, or even better than that, bicycle accident attorney. If you can just fill up the different variations of bicycle accidents, bicycle accident lawyers, anything like that, that's going to be beneficial there. A lot of these other sections really do not matter, and it's going to take you a bunch of time to do them. So a lot of times it's not even worth messing with everything, but you can go in here. As you can see, some fields are editable, some are not. Those, if you really want to mess with them, you would need a professional program like I'm trying to think, because you can do it in Photoshop for sure. You can do it in Lightroom as well. You can do it in Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Lightroom. Lightroom's a little bit easier to use, so maybe you might want to look into that maybe if you're posting a lot of pictures. But honestly, the biggest one is the file name, like what you name the file, and then these sections appear. Now for the geotag, you do need a different program. There is tons of programs out there that will geotag your image. I believe there's even some websites where you don't need to download a program. You just upload the files and then it spits them out with the given coordinates that you chose. The easiest way that I would say to do it is if you want to check out Local Viking. That's a really cool GMB management tool. It does let you create little templates out of your metadata. A lot of times I would say it's better to not really rely on the templates. If you can actually deliver some useful information in here to further classify the picture, that's going to be more beneficial. But as far as geotagging, so let me talk about geotagging here. So geotagging specifically, so geotagging overall, just across the internet. Something that you should know is that depending on the website, depending on the platform that you're using, depending on what you did with the image, there's a lot of places that actually strip the entire file off, like all of the metadata, it will strip it. So you do need to know that, because let's say you go to Dropbox and you drop all your pictures in there. I believe last time I checked, Dropbox strips all your metadata. So that's something you should know. If there's an advanced setting on Dropbox that disables this, then definitely do that. But I know for sure Google Drive does not strip anything if you upload to Google Drive. Now, that being said, if you go to Facebook, everything is going to be stripped. GMB, if you log into business.google.com, the main dashboard for your Google My Business listing, it's going to strip the metadata on the upload. Thankfully, the file name stays, so that's why I always recommend to do that every single time. Now, how can you upload geotagged images without it getting stripped to Google? You can do it. Basically, the only requirement is you need to push the image not through the front end of business.google.com, but through the back end. So you need some sort of tool, some sort of management tool, or you need to basically sign up for the GMB API. And this might require a developer. It might require a developer team maybe, but basically, if you push the image through the GMB API, if you use that, it's like Google's own software, Google's own set of code that allows you to push things to the listing through the back end. So why is that needed? Well, if you're managing a lot of listings, then it might be a lot smarter for you to use some sort of a management tool that makes it easy for you to post across different locations. But basically, to do that, you need the API. It becomes a little bit more advanced. But if you upload through the API, it will not strip. It will be held on Google servers with all the metadata that you inserted. But again, if you're talking about the front end, the publicly facing images that anybody can see off of your listing, those don't have the metadata on there. They do not post that because of privacy reasons, but they do retain the information if you push it through the GMB API. Now, here's another thing that you can try if you don't want to go the GMB API method, which would essentially be using a tool like Local Viking to push the image through. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. You can also do something else. Let's say you are logged in on your phone. You take the picture on your phone. The phone settings allow for geotagging. You can tell if you go on your phone and you go to the pictures section. If you're browsing through the pictures, at the very top of the screen, you will see a location. It'll say the city and state of where you took the picture. That's how you know for sure that it's tagging them. If you upload directly, like on the spot, using mobile data, you're on your phone, you're on the go, you upload, it's not going to retain the information in the pictures that you upload, but it's at the very least, it's going to show Google where you uploaded it from. So you create a little bit of that same effect of getting those pictures from different areas. Now, does geotagging really make a difference? Does it make a difference? Yes. Is it a big one? Not really. It's something that is so easy for me to do at this point that there's no picture that I upload that is not geotagged. There's no picture really that I skip out on as far as these optimizations. And again, that's just going after just the principle of better classifying your pictures if you're going to post them online. And as a large effect, so you can drop a few pictures on an old listing with a lot of pictures on it already. You can drop a few optimized images. It's probably not going to do anything. But if you file a completely new listing and you do the entire thing with optimized images, you're going to get a difference there. Again, if you're looking at an old listing and you drop a few pictures in there, it's going to improve your ranks, at least temporarily, just because you're purely keeping the listing updated. So don't get confused if you just upload one picture and you get some more visibility the next week. It's not like this is not a silver bullet. The geotagging is not gonna by itself make a difference that you're gonna see. It might make a tiny difference that maybe I can point out if I were to specifically look at reports and look at your GeoGrid reports and show you the movements. But in most cases, you're not going to get that big of an effect unless you're just always doing this. So that's pretty much, that's my insights as to geotagging images. Again, at the very minimum, you should for sure be titling your images appropriately. It helps. There's so many times that I'll see pictures where it's just like random numbers or like the default generated code from the phone or the device. That doesn't help anybody. It certainly doesn't help these search engines understand it. And by this point, sure, the algorithm does do a whole lot more than look at just the code aspect. They do actually deeply analyze the pictures nowadays. So maybe that's why the geotagging doesn't make a huge difference anymore. But again, something that I always like to do. I never really post a picture without doing it, just because it's pretty simple at this point for me to do it very quickly. But that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comments if I maybe missed something, or if you have a weird specific question about something, like a weird situation. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for checking it out. Definitely head over to lawyergmb.com if you're trying to find more very detailed content like this. We place a lot of the info about our campaigns on there. So if you want to check that out for more details, that's definitely the place to go. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great one.